Happy Monday, welcome back to Park to Prem. It's the final day of season number 3, and the title goes down to the wire. Yes, folks, hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Welcome back to the best non-league series on the internet, according to my mother. It's Lewis FC. It's the end of the season, and we are not promoted, despite the fact we've been really good since you were last here. But before we discuss the league performances over the last month, let's discuss something fun and sexy. No, not our youth intake. It's literally not worth talking about. We've made 3 signings in the last month, which is a little bit odd, really. All of these players who were announced that they were going to be released by their parent clubs, we have swooped in to steal them and woo them. The first player we wooed was Jalen Peaks, formerly of Nottingham Forest, an Antigua and Bermuda international. 2 caps, 1 goal, pacey little player, can only play down the middle. Where do you think I'm training him? We're training him to play out wide. I feel like at 18 years old for a free transfer, he's just a potential one for the future. And perhaps I should clarify, all these signings we made are ones for the future, really. Gerard Cheadle is up next. He was released by, was it Fulham? Yeah, it was Fulham. He was released by the 17-year-old, told he didn't have a future at the club. We swooped in to get him. He can actually play in the wider area, although I do feel like he is more of a striking type. He's the kind of player who has a good polygon for non-league. A little bit of pace, well-rounded, decent attacking ability. He just needs to get better at everything, and he could be a good little option. And there is one more signing that we've made. None of these I think are going to feature today, to be honest, but we have signed Cherry Evans, or Kerry Evans. Please let me know. Welsh viewers, it's a Welsh name. The Welsh language is scary, isn't it? Another striker, another youngster, another player who can run kind of fast. Yes, there's a trend in the kind of players I'm looking for here. To be fair, Evans here, a little bit better in the air perhaps, definitely though a player who needs to improve a lot if he is going to be useful for us. Now I did allude to the youth intake. There were no elite prospects, there were no top prospects, there was just good prospects. And the good prospects, I feel like good has been rather generous. James Platten here, just for a bit of context. Yeah, he was the best player in the intake, which perhaps now you can understand why I went out and signed 3 players. It was a bit of retail therapy after this disappointment. Just to recap quickly, 5 games played since you were last here, 4 wins. The first was against Horsham. It was Diakite with the first of a few goals actually in this recent run of games. The left back in a dangerous area, Mikey King with the assist, and to be fair, this was an even game where there was just not a lot of quality. After that, we took on Maidenhead 4-0 away from home. What an emphatic result this was. You can perhaps imagine we were getting these wins. I was feeling really good, plenty of clean sheets. Diakite popping up with a goal alongside Bernal popping up with a goal in this game. Both of those came in the first half. From there, we initiated cruise control, but Slough just kept winning. We managed to beat Brentwood, who were down towards the bottom of the table 3-0 before we did slip up against Dover. Away from home, 1-1. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. I'm going to push him under the bus. Diakite, I love him. He's suspended today. He was suspended for the most recent game he played following Dover because he got sent off in that game. Now, rather frustratingly, at the time he was sent off in this game, we were a goal up. I mean, you can tell me what he's thinking there, because I don't know what he was thinking. The ref gave him a red card. He didn't really have a choice, did he? And unfortunately, with that draw, despite winning 4-0 against Hornchurch really emphatically, when we look at the league table, Slough will simply not go away. We have already broken the record for most points in the Enterprise South seasons since the beginning of this save game. If we win today, we're promoted. No worries, we're champions. If we lose and Slough win, we're in trouble. If we draw and Slough win, we're in trouble. Our final game of the season again is against Wealdstone. They're in 3rd and we're playing them away from home, which is awful as a game. And as for Slough, they are at home against our local rivals in Eastbourne Borough, who are down in 11th. I mean, I don't want to throw shade on our local rivals. Kind of feel like they've got incentive just to throw their game against Slough. What you need to know, and all that really matters, is we just have to win our final game, and then we don't have to worry about things. Unfortunately for us, Wealdstone, who we take on today, have some real quality in their team. Reece Williams, yeah, the Reece Williams, he's playing down at Wealdstone's level. How is this guy who's like League 1 quality playing for Wealdstone on £800? Also, I know it's Wealdstone, but I'm annoyed with them for having players this good, so I'm going to keep saying their name wrong. Lewis Richardson is another player they've got. I mean, to be fair, he's not quite as scary, but he's still a quite good footballer. And I suppose, actually, when you look at the season preview and the fact they were forecast to finish top of the league, and when you look at the Media Dream 11 and the amount of players from their team in the team, you realise they are going to be difficult opposition today. Yeah, more than half the Media Dream 11 in the league is their players. But you know what? Before I stress myself out with the biggest game of the season, shall we go do an away day? We are heading to the Grosvenor Vale. That's a quite nice name for a stadium, isn't it? It's in Ruislip. Never heard of it. Not going to pretend otherwise. I hope it's a good stadium because I need something to chill me out before the big game today. I'm not going to fool you and pretend that I knew where Wealdstone Stadium was, but it is in Ruislip, which is down here, a little south of Northbrook. It has an underground station, and somewhere here there's a football stadium. I'll tell you what, it's a stadium next to the Rock and Roll Club and the Archery Club. I say that, the Archery Club definitely just turn up, don't they, and fire in a field. Is this the first time on an away day where stadium parking is labelled as an actual car park? I mean, I'm not sure what busybody was like, yeah, we should probably label that as the car park. It doesn't look good, does it, from above? I mean, in terms of the rest of the stadium, it looks kind of cute from above. I'll be honest, it kind of, you know, it's in a leafy suburb of London. Let's get the yellow man. Let's drag him down. And from the looks of it, let's just look at the car park. I'll be real with you, it's one of the sadder car parks I think I've ever seen. Somehow it's still not as depressing as Altrincham, though. That really has set the bar at rock bottom, hasn't it? I'm going to bring up that away day every episode. To be fair, right, this is footage from 2014 that's a bit more dated. If we go outside the ground, we actually go forward 10 years, and suddenly it does look a little bit nicer, but that's probably just because the sun's out. Also, immediately give them some points because they've not labelled their club shop as like a superstore or a mega store. They know what it is, it's a club shop. It doesn't need some weird prefix added to it to make it sound more sexy. I'll tell you what, the difference between this, right, how it looks in 2024, and this is kind of wild. Or maybe it's just that they cut the trees down. I will say, though, that concerningly for the away day faithful, no one has put photospheres inside. So it's a Google Earth vibe, I think. I don't know if Google Earth is going to save this away day. It actually looks like quite a cute stadium between all the smears I can see. I mean, from what we can see, you know, it's got 4 stands, one on either side, although for whatever reason, Google Earth seems to think that the pitch is a little bit hilly. Well, all I'm going to say is I hope it's not got the hills that the satellite footage seems to think it does. This is one of those away days where it's difficult to judge because there's not a lot to really rate it on. I mean, the car park was nice. I like what they did with the trees they cut down. 3 out of 10. Now, in terms of the team for today's game, Diakite at left wing back suspended, so that does mean that Clayton is going to get recalled to the team. You might remember Princeville had that long-term injury. He's actually only played 1 game on his return. It was against Hornchurch in our most recent game. Grabbed 2 goals before I hooked him off after 85 minutes and got a good rating there. This game, we are just going to have to start him. He didn't need a fitness test. Probably going to need to play him for the full 90 today. Elsewhere in the team, Welch has picked up right attacking mid, or rather, he is picking it up a little bit slowly. He's got orange for the position, but despite the fact his positional familiarity is awful, because his attributes suit the role quite well of inside forward, my staff actually give him a good star rating. I mean, being real with you, based on how this season's gone, this is kind of a game I expect us to lose. In some ways, I'm going to hope that Eastbourne can do us a favour. And yeah, this is going to be a pretty big blockbuster, hopefully not too crazy for the heart, end to the season. Like I said, if we win, we're champions, we're promoted, happy days. If that doesn't happen, there's a very, very good chance we're going to be in the playoffs. I mean, the concerning thing really for me is that Wealdstone is a team that realistically we could meet in the playoff final. Obviously, we can't play them in the playoff semi-final because they're down in 3rd, but they are, I'd say, of the top 7 teams, comfortably the kind of the best outside of ourselves and Slough. On paper, they've probably got the best team in the league, which is why I really didn't want this kind of season finale to come down to the final game. We are running our black and red stripes, and we are going to hope that we are up for the fight today. The Wealdstone Radar, I'm sure, is in one of the corners, giving it large to Bernal, a right wing back for us. I'm going to hope the right wing back has a barnstormer of a game. Parker at the back for them, lays it inside to Akamir. They're playing a free at the back, we're playing a free at the back. Maybe it's going to be like that Pokemon episode where it's 2 Metapods using Harden, and it's going to be a defensive masterclass. Or maybe they're going to find a breakthrough because they're in a dangerous area here. That shot's not gone far wide. Not even 20 minutes played here yet. They had the first real opportunity of the game. They could be looking to have the second real opportunity of the game here because they're having a little spell of possession in a dangerous area. It's dinked in behind. Fern is not tracked by the defenders. Gives it back. They are keeping us penned in here, aren't they? The ball is shot. It's deflected. Ranson turns it wide. That's a big save. Also, need to remind myself, we can now do shouts, can't we? So I'll shout some encouragement at the players because we're drawing away from home. Also, I really wish the latest scores, where it only shows 3 games, I really wish in a circumstance like this, the game was smart enough to know, oh, it's the final day of the season, he probably cares about what Slough are doing. Like the fact the Slough game, I have to click on more to see. annoys me. More than it should. Obviously, in this game here, the primary aim for us is just win our game and not worry about Slough. And, well, maybe we can make something happen on the counter-attack here. But now, the right-back floats in. There is a player skewing up. Iwamene heads it just over. Okay, we're coming to the end of this first half. It's not been an open game. There's only been 3 highlights, in fact, so far. Obviously, for us, the sooner we can find a breakthrough, the sooner we can maybe look to relax. We maybe have an opportunity here. Stepien Iwamene hits the woodwork. It's shot again. The keeper turns it wide, but now nearly scored a screamer. There's 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. They are going to come and go. It's 0-0. The live league table still has us above Slough, because at half-time in their game at home against 11th Eastbourne, it's 0-0. I mean, for Slough, they have to win. If we lose and Slough draw, we'd finish ahead of them on goal difference. So their circumstance doesn't really change, although I'm not sure ours changes a great deal either here. We need to be at our best. If we do win the league, we have the FA Trophy final to look forward to today. If we don't, it's the playoff semi-finals. And I'll tell you what, there's one of those games I'd much rather be doing for the second half of today's episode. When you look at the XG for either team, it's safe to say this has been a game kind of bogged down in the midfield without too much real quality. It's 0-0 approaching the hour mark. I need to make changes. King is struggling a little bit for fitness out on the left-hand side. Reindorf can technically play at left attacking mid. That might be stretching the definition of can play there, but he can. We're going to bring him in to play as a wide forward. I'm a little bit concerned about Watson at centre-back on a booking as well. I'm going to bring in King. I'm going to move Akapo to the middle, and I'm going to ditch to the advanced centre-back here. As a result of that, because there is going to be a bit of a gap behind our defence, I'm actually going to go to 2 just regular centre mids when we're in possession, keeping things kind of simple. I do feel like Akapo of all our defenders is the most solid defensively, and just based on the fact Watson's not having the best of matches, it just feels sensible to change things up there. I mean, the reality is that Wilstone don't have anything to play for in this game. Like, a draw to them doesn't make a difference. They're going to finish third no matter what. As for us, there's going to come a point in this game where I need to go more attacking. What is the score in the other game? That's what really matters now. Okay, it is 2-2 in the Slough game. As things stand, we're going up. Based on the fact there's been 4 goals in their second half, though, I'm not sure we can really afford to not change anything. Okay, I've got a plan for what I'm going to do here, but it might be a tad controversial. I am going to switch to a 4-2-3-1. This is a formation we can shift to because LOM can play as a really good defensive mid. I'm going to change both our fullbacks to wing-backs. We're going to change Reindorf to an inside forward, and then when we don't have the ball, we're going to play just a very similar shape, just with the centre attacking mid dropping in. As for the wide players, I mean, at this point, they might as well just stay as outlet players for us to try and get the ball forward on the counter. Going to change our mentality to attacking. And then in terms of team instructions, I think at this point we just try and get it to the flanks a little bit more direct, a little bit quicker as well. Out of possession, we're going to up our defensive line, prevent short distribution. I mean, look, we've got to go for it. And I have still got subs to make here. Iwamene has not been great in this game, so I think I'm going to bring in Pierre as centre attacking mid. And elsewhere, Welch hasn't had a great game either. We're going to bring in Bennett. He was one of the first players here that we started using when we arrived at Lewis FC. Maybe he can turn hero. I mean, the weird thing is, right, if we get a draw, it doesn't actually matter to us. The difference between a draw and a loss is nothing, so we have no reason not to go for the win. There is no world in which, like, dropping the 1 point that we currently have down to 0 actually changes our league standings. All we know is if Slough win, we have to win. So let's go on the attack. Let's make something happen as the ball's whipped in. Is that a penalty? I think it's going to be a penalty. Wow. I mean, it is. It's a chance from the spot immediately. It's Bennett. I've brought him on. I've bigged him up. Can he score from the spot? There is a lot of pressure on him here. It could be our entire season on the line. He steps up. He sends the keeper the wrong way. That's why we subbed him on to hold his nerve. I mean, now I'm put in that awkward predicament, aren't I, where I kind of don't want to be as attacking all of a sudden. So I think we'll change our mentality down to balance, change our outlet players to wingers, just they track a little bit more. No more passing into space. And for goalie distribution, just slow it down now. I knew this was going to be a really, really tricky game to end the season. I've been dreading this game since the moment I knew it could come down to this. The fact that we popped up with a goal there feels massive. We were brave. We made some pretty bold changes. I've not actually played this shape with these players before this moment, but it felt like we had to change something. We've had 31% of the ball in this game. We just need to hold on for a 1-0 result. Time is trickling away. 5 minutes of added time. It's not been a classic. It's not been a great performance, but my friends, it is going to be enough on the final day of the season. We win 1-0, and with that, We are their National South champions. And for hopefully the first time of many times in this save game, we get to see some confetti and we get to enjoy a trophy cutscene, my friends. Look at me in my red and green suit. It's a magical moment. I wanted promotion this year. I wasn't sure we were going to get it. Now we have a chance to do a legendary double if we can somehow beat Scunthorpe. But this was the main one. I did not want to go down to the playoffs. One team gets automatic promotion. That team is us. I am curious. Did Slough win their game? Slough didn't even win their game. So I didn't need to score the penalty after all. Well done, everyone. Enjoy the celebrations. I mean, not for the first time this year. Our defence, I feel like, has won us a game. We kept a lot of clean sheets this year. Board set the budgets for the year. There is £5,000 available in wage budget. £210,000 in transfer budget. I'll be real with you, I'm probably immediately going to put most of that into wages. I bring glory to Lewis. This is now the highest Lewis have ever finished. Lewis won the Enterprise South many years ago now. They got relegated immediately. I'm going to hope that we have enough about us to stay up. We lift the trophy on the final day. Suck it, Slough. I hope you get beaten by Wildston now. With the Enterprise National League South campaign at an end, please note any talks regarding future expectations will commence after the upcoming final. You know what? That is fine with me. And well, speaking of that upcoming final, if you just go to the portal here, you can see that game is on the 14th of May. That game is like 3 weeks away. It's at Wembley. We're taking on Scunthorpe of the Enterprise National League. They finished down in 5th. I say finished. Can they move up? Yeah, technically, they can move up a spot, but they are going to be playing through the playoffs. And I guess while they're busy slumming it out in those early playoff rounds, I think they'll have to win 3 games to get promoted. We can use that as an opportunity to organise a few friendlies, have a chilled out month, and hopefully come back ready and rested. I'm going to try and not blow all the transfer and wage budget immediately in the next few weeks, but I don't know. Don't be surprised if I iron up and maybe have signed a few players when I return. Okay, folks, well, it is the day of the final, and I indulged in some, well, I was going to call it retail therapy. What? I'm not trying to cheer myself up, I'm just trying to keep the good vibes going. I've bought 2 players, and those 2 players have both been bought from Haringey Borough. I've definitely not said that correctly, but shout out to them, because they had some good players. I've stolen 2 of them. The first could be the successor to Banal. Ollie Shield here, he's very, very angry in his picture. He's a very, very good right back, and I think he could be a good right wing back in the making. Compared to Banal, he is just a straight upgrade, and Banal's contract is actually expiring at the end of the current season. Obviously, he has been our go-to right back for 2 years. He's asking for £1,000 a week. He literally wants to be the highest earner. He's a player who I was probably going to look to remove anyway, so Ollie, as a, £10,000 signing, just seemed quite sensible. And the other player we've picked up should be a familiar face if you watch the Wanderers Let's Play during FM24, which was basically an England-only park to Prem. We've signed JJ here, and what a centre mid for this level he is. Mad to see he was playing a level below the level that we're currently at this season. Released by Norwich, didn't find a team. You might be wondering, what's the plan, Jack? I'm thinking train him at centre-back. I feel like it worked so well with LOM, and JJ I kind of view as another centre defensive mid / centre mid who'd probably be very good in a back 3. Yeah, just in case you weren't paying attention, those 2 signings have already joined us. I actually don't know if they can play in the final today. Well, I have the answer for you. Apparently they can. I don't know if that is a quirk of the database that I'm using, but I'm not going to complain. We could have JJ on the bench. I could start him if I want to. To be fair, Stepien Iwemene has kind of got a knock for this game and can only play 60 minutes. I think we'll keep Stepien Iwemene on the bench, but JJ as a more attacking midfield option? To be fair, I should probably play him at defensive mid and Gibbard as the slightly more attacking mid option. Of course, today's opposition are Scunthorpe United. They play in the division above us. As you can see, they didn't navigate the playoffs. And in fact, they lost in the very first round to Dagenham and Redbridge, who went on to win the entire thing. And just as a reminder, Dagenham and Redbridge were promoted from the National South last year. So maybe a little bit of hope, a little bit of a crumb of comfort to believe maybe we could do another promotion next year. But yeah, Scunthorpe have a tycoon owner. They play in the division above us. They're fully professional. We are undoubtedly underdogs for this game. Which, to be honest, I do wonder if that might work in our favour, if they might play a tad too attacking against us and maybe underestimate us a little. Anyway, Diakite, by the way, still suspended. That straight red card means he's missed 3 competitive games. This is the 3rd. So Clayton is going to be playing at left wing back. And as already mentioned, we have Banal, who may well be donning the Lewis shirt for the final time at right wing back. I love Banal. I'd love to keep him for another year, but we've kind of outgrown him, and I do feel like given the numbers that he put in, maybe, just maybe, next year, Ollie Shield could do just a significantly better job in the same position. All I'm saying is Ollie Shield is on the bench, and it's taken a lot of self-control just to kind of avoid starting him in this game, because he's just better than Bernal. To be honest, if I'm not going to be all sentimental and soppy, I probably should play Ollie. Now, you know what? I'm looking at Ryan. I'm looking at the fact he asked for £1,000 and he's unhappy. This might be really controversial, because I know this man has some fans. I'm dropping him. I'm playing Shield. As I said, not entirely sure that players that you sign at this point in the season should be eligible for the FA Trophy, but given the database we're using and the fact I'm allowed to do it, obviously Scunthorpe could do it to us as well, I'm giving JJ and Shield appearances here. I have just noticed, actually, Clayton's condition isn't that good as a backup left wing-back. I could bring in Packham to play left wing-back. I mean, I probably have to, because he's my third choice and he's the only one who's actually fit to play. That's a little bit of a concern, isn't it? All of a sudden, that red card for Diakite suddenly takes on a whole new kind of significance. Anyway, the rest of our team for this game is basically the team that took on Wealdstone previously and proved its worth, I'd like to say. JJ and Shield coming into the team, having been signed by Harry Gibora, and we're just throwing them in the deep end. Welcome to the Cup Final. Welcome to Wembley, boys. There's some managers, you know, that hold value to the players that kind of get the club to Wembley. You'll see it with certain sides if they progress well in the Carabao Cup, where, you know, they'll have the backup goalie play all the matches and they'll let them play in the final. I'm not that sentimental. I'm getting shouty. I want to try and cause an upset. In all the history, Lewis have never won the FA Trophy. It's a massive challenge. It's a monumental challenge. We are aware of it, Dave. Leave me alone. Let me get to the game, Dave. Okay, Scunthorpe playing a 4-3-3, and they've got Leulai in the defence. Can you remember him in the transfer special, the New Zealander that I wanted to sign? I forgot he played for them at centre-back. It's a packed house here at Wembley. I want to make it 2 wins in cup finals. I say cup finals. The last game was basically a cup final. I want to make it 2 wins and 2 trophy lifts today. Let's be real, the last match was basically a cup final. It had the same pressure, it had the same significance. Do wonder how much money we might make from this game, because it looks like, I was going to say it looks like a sellout. You know what, there are quite a few red seats here at Wembley, but it looks like a fairly packed house, at least in the Scunthorpe end. I've not seen our end of the pitch, to be honest, and well, to be fair, I'm looking for our fans, and I'm just seeing people wearing claret, so maybe we've not got any fans. Doors through in behind, and scores. That is a suboptimal start to this game. It is just one ball through the middle here. JJ, should he be narrower? Some will argue that the man who I've just signed, who's not entirely match fit, probably shouldn't be starting. They might be onto something. Then again, you know what? We're underdogs in this game. I'm going to shout encouragement, get the green, happy, smiley faces going. There's loads of time to come back. I mean, that's what an optimist would be thinking, right? Meanwhile, me, pessimistically, is sat here thinking, there's only 10 minutes left of the first half. Nothing is happening. I mean, if nothing else, it's good to see that we've not just completely crumbled, having conceded that early goal against what is, without a doubt, one of the strongest teams in all of non-league football. It probably would have been easy for us to just absolutely capitulate. Instead, we've held firm at least for the next 40 or so minutes. Unfortunately, Dorr is in behind again. Watson at centre-back. What is he doing, son? That's why they call him Watson. I have to admit, Watson is one of those players who, I mean, I love him. I really do love Watson, but I'm not sure I can afford to play him at centre-back for a 3rd season with the way we're progressing. He could be a very useful centre-mid, though. I'm going to get shouty here. What was that? What are we doing here? Good to see that Shield on a 6.2 is having a good game. I could sub in Bernal. Now, you know what? I've made my choice. I've made my bed. I'm going to lay in it at least until the 60-minute mark. Then I might bring on Bernal. I don't want to alarm anyone. The start of the second half highlight is not just immediately ending. We conceded early on at the start of the first half. I certainly don't want to concede early on at the start of the second. But Scunthorpe having a spell of possession here, and we are kind of just chasing shadows a little bit. Slater inside to Davis. Going to look to maybe cut inside. Gives it to Green. To Dorr. Shoots. It's blocked. Does fall back, though. This is cagey. This is scary, isn't it? We lump it clear. Princewell unable to latch onto it. And now it's Rico for them. Bringing it in. Crosses it in towards the back post. And LOM stands for lots of muscles. Unfortunately, he's used those muscles to push a man over. And now I'm upset. There's definitely a better thing that LOM could stand for. Lousy old man? I don't know. Absolute loony of a man, perhaps. Oh my word. Ranson, you nutty geezer. He saved it. Well, we gave away a penalty. We've been bailed out by our keeper. That's why he's one of the big earners at the club. Let's shout some encouragement here. Give me more green, happy, smiley faces at the bottom. Give me my dopamine. I was thinking about making some subs, but Watson's won the ball nicely there. We've not really created anything going forward, but you know what? It's a one-goal game. You've got to be in it to win it. We are still very much in it as Welch brings it forward, switches it wide. Mikey King plays the wide forward, looks to cut inside, dances past his man, gets it back to Mikey King. Inside! Gibbard scores! It's 1-1! Let's go! Gibbard has played a defensive midfielder all year for this match because of JJ being signed. I've just thought, well, we'll play him further forward because he's our best centre mid. He's not known for his attacking ability, to be fair. That was a difficult one for him to miss, but he didn't miss it. He finds the back of the net. We're all level. I think with that goal there, though, it probably is time to make some changes in this game. I am going to bring in Bernal at right back. LOM, who gave away the penalty, is on a booking. I don't want to risk him going off, so we're going to sub him off too. King has not had a great game out on the left-hand side of midfield. We're going to bring in Kyrie Pierre to play out on the left wing, I think. Although, obviously, I started training him there the other episode. He's not learnt it at all. I am allowed to use all the subs that I have available here. But to be fair, the final two I feel like we should hold just in case of, well, emergency or this game potentially going the distance, because there is still quite a lot of football left to be played here. Going to shout some words to the player. More encouragement. If in doubt, just shout encourage. Green happy smiley faces for the majority of the players. 18 minutes left here at Wembley. We've not been good in this game. To be fair, Scunthorpe's XG is inflated by the penalty, isn't it? And we're actually creating stuff. We're not being shown it. The dots are having the shots. There's 10 minutes left. I keep making the mistake of not checking rules for finals before I go into them in Football Manager, and because you can't exit to check it in Football Manager this year, we just don't know. It's lucky dip. Packham is on a 5.97 at left wing back. Let's bring in Clayton. Elsewhere, you know what? I feel like we just save Stepien Imuamene. He's a clutch player for the clutch moment. I'm saying that assuming this game does go to extra time. I'm pretty sure it will, unless there is to be some late drama. There's 90 seconds left. Clayton heads it to the keeper. I feel like we've not done ourselves a disservice against one of the best teams in the National League. We've kept them relatively quiet, to be fair, in this second half. It's not been a classic final for the neutral, but we've kind of done what we need to do here. I mean, is this game going to end? It is. It goes straight to penalties. Why does every competition go straight to penalties these days? I mean, I'll be honest, Finn Welch is here. He can kind of take a penalty. After him and Princewell, we are in trouble. I feel like logically I should probably just pick the players that have good composure because they're going to need to hold it. JJ has just arrived at the club. Good luck, mate. You're taking a penalty in the final. Right, Finn Welsh arrived mid-season, has looked great on the right wing. Can he score? No. No, he can't. Oh, are we really about to lose on pens? I should have mentioned it sooner, really. Tomorrow will be a transfer special episode. I guess as I'm watching this all play out, I should be making mental notes of all the players that wrong me and don't turn up in this final. And all the players that choose not to sign for me, like Leulai, who we did try to sign, and that's why he can score penalties. I mean, look, the reality is the FA Trophy is not the be-all or end-all. It'd just be neat to win something. We're down in the shootout after one. Gibbard really has to score here. He's missed it. It's over. It's over. Pack up your bags and go home. Add it to the shopping list for next season. A player who can take penalties. Dor is going to step up for them. He shoots. He scores. I mean, look, when your name rhymes with score, like, you kind of have to finish it, don't you? Okay, Princewell up next. Not to be hyperbolic, he absolutely has to score here, the number 18. He is going to step up on his right foot. He does score. Well, you know what? We're off the mark. Ranson did save one penalty in regulation. Can he save another one here? NDT steps up straight down the middle. And, well, now we have to score all our penalties and they have to miss all their penalties. And with only 4 penalties left, 2 for either team, that does feel a little unlikely. It's the new signing. It's the new boy. It's JJ. He's missed it. What a debut. What a clap him off the pitch. You know what? I shouldn't be sarcastic. I feel like we've actually done quite well there. But I feel like I lose all these cup finals all the time. I mentioned, didn't I, the fact I might join Scunthorpe if the job became available, given the fact they've got a tycoon owner. I'll tell you what, their manager's probably going to get a new contract for winning this, isn't he? I'm not watching the cup final. Congrats to Scunthorpe. Enjoy your life. Hope you're happy. Andy wants to know how I feel. Not now, Andy. Not now. I'm just storming out. Leave me alone. I'm doing the maths here. Once you get rid of the prize money, we've earned about £240,000 just for appearing in that game. And for a team at our level, over £1 million in the bank is mental. Like, I hope I can get a bit more wage budget now, although, to be fair, we're already stretching it pretty well, I feel like, the wage budget and spending it smartly. You guys can let me know what you think of the decision to sign JJ and Shield and then immediately play them in that game. Some will say it's karma for not sticking with the loyal players. The fact that we've lost that game, really, won't they? Now, it's worth noting a lot of the depth players from this season, in fact, 8 first-team players, all have contracts expiring at the end of the year, and to be honest, I'm not sure how many of these are actually going to be renewed. So with that in mind, we're definitely going to need to bring some reinforcements in come the summer. I mean, I say come the summer. We've just played a game on the 14th of May. The summer is very nearly here. The transfer special tomorrow is going to be a big one. Also, just as one final little come on moment, Slough lost 3-0 to Wealdstone in the playoff final. So suck it, Slough. They broke the record points total for a team that's finished second in the Enterprise South. Wasn't enough. They bottled the playoffs. Makes me happy. Anyway, folks, we are going to leave things there for today. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully you're looking forward to tomorrow's as well. If you enjoyed things, go down below, show some love, feed the algorithm. We're back tomorrow with more. And until then, it's me, Jack. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.